Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and this has been quite a day. Look at the price action. My gosh, you've got XRP leading the market. Yes, indeed. XRP price up close to 9% at the time of recording. I'll show you the specifics. And Bitcoin followed suit. Who's leading who now? I will show you the actual data on this. I've also got a piece here. It's on your screen right now. It's titled, Ripple's XRP price is headed for up to a 4,600% increase. Yes, 4,600% increase as major indicator turns bullish. So says this particular chart analyst. And I've got article after article after article about positive sentiment for XRP price action and where it's going to be headed in the future. I'm going to cover all of that. And the last piece I'm going to cover, it's titled, Bitcoin and Ethereum can be dethroned only if it fully fails, says Andreas Antonopoulos. I don't know about you, but I completely disagree with the headline. So we'll get into the specifics of the article. I'm going to save that one for the tail end of this particular video. There's a lot to talk about here. Now, before we get going, if you would please delicately tap that like button, and if you are a fan of Ripple and XRP, oh, what a glorious day to be a part of the XRP community, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel. I want to say at the outset, since this video is almost entirely about price, I am not a financial advisor. I do not have a financial background. I'm just an enthusiast within the XRP community. I really enjoy following and reporting on developments, well, surrounding crypto, but this is an XRP-centric channel, so mostly Ripple, XRP, and other developers building on top. Do not buy or sell because of me, period. You are an idiot stick if you buy or sell because of me. Don't be an idiot stick. That's not good. So let's dig into this piece first here. Take a look. The XRP price is headed for a major breakout after forming a bullish MACD crossover on its weekly chart. It might be too early or too late to put on your bear suit despite Ripple's XRP failing to make a significant upward move throughout 2019. By the way, and I reported on this yesterday, but I do want to mention it real quick, there's actual data in a video that I put out yesterday indicating what I've been saying for months and months and months, which is that, yes, XRP is indeed tethered to the price action of Bitcoin, although it sounds like the opposite today, right? The exact inverse. But it moves independently for long periods of times, and so XRP is among the least correlated out of the top 10 cryptocurrencies. The only one that I found out is actually less correlated, which is news to me, was XLM, but it's number 10 in market cap, and so it's not always in the top 10, so when it gets bumped out of its 10th spot, then XRP at that point would technically be the least correlated of all top 10 cryptocurrencies, but anyway, quite fascinating. But anyway, the piece continues, if history repeats itself, the XRP price is poised for massive gains after the moving average convergence divergence, MACD, indicator turned bullish on its weekly chart. Ripple's native token would surge anywhere between 170% and 4,600% with every bullish MACD crossover. And so you can see the tweet from Galaxy, who on Twitter is @GalaxyBTC. And then this tweet states, XRP/BTC, every bullish MACD crossover on the weekly chart was followed by significant price increases. So again, lowest gain 170%, best gain 4,600% plus. And it says, recently MACD turned bullish once again. And that's why, you know, look, I don't know what's going to happen. I like to, people, they're going to put their neck on the line, put out price predictions, where this is all going, happy to cover it. I am not a chart analyst. But I will say, all these people that have arbitrarily chosen the calendar year of 2019 as an indicator that XRP, oh, it's done, there's no price action here, worst token on the planet, even though technologically it's the best, right? And it's the only one that's actually really being adopted in the real world. That's why I've been saying for the longest time, and while it's not financial advice, it's the fact that it hasn't had substantial gains in 2019 historically isn't that weird. It's just an arbitrarily selected, period of time. But if you look at, for instance, 2017, from roughly May to December, XRP was pretty much flat. It traded within a very narrow bandwidth. So it's not normal historically. It's not weird for XRP to stay relatively flat for long periods of time, but then it has these crazy parabolic runs at times. So to me, none of this was weird at all. Anyway, the piece continues. It's not a coincidence that trading vet Peter Brandt also suggests that XRP is currently bottoming against Bitcoin. And I had a video on that just a day or two ago. Indeed, veteran trader Peter Brandt, who is a Bitcoin maxi, not a fan of other coins, doesn't think they really need to exist, really anything else. He says that indeed XRP, it looks like there's evidence that it has indeed bottomed out against Bitcoin and is making gains relative to it. And it's funny, you see that article 2 days ago, and then what happens today? XRP leads the entire market upward. It's amazing. Anyway, let me go ahead and jump to this piece now. And look at this. This is just another one. This is from Forbes. Ripple's XRP suddenly leaps, boosting Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash. And it states, Ripple's XRP, the third largest cryptocurrency by market value, has suddenly jumped this morning, boosting Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash. Ripple's XRP is up by some 10% over the last 24-hour trading period, with Bitcoin seeing minor gains after a sell-off over the weekend. According to the latest prices from US-based Bitcoin and cryptocurrency exchange, Coinbase. The Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market has been desperately searching for directions, swinging wildly as traders and investors try to predict the moves of global regulators and what the likes of Facebook's Libra project will mean for crypto adoption. Here's another one. Take a look at this. This is from You Today. XRP leading the market to the new rally after fast 10% rise. Ripple is showing steady growth, adding almost 10% in price over the past 24 hours. Will this be the beginning of a new rally for the cryptocurrency market? Today, the owners of cryptocurrencies were pleased with small growth, in particular, the Ripple owners, because, what the hell? XRP, dude, come on. Get with it, bro. The XRP owners is what it should state there. Oh, God. Really burns my biscuits. Anyway, who added, Ripple, in particular, the Ripple owners, XRP owners, who added in value almost 10% over the past 24 hours. After a systematic decrease in the price of most cryptocurrencies and a fall in trading volume on the weekend, the situation finally normalizes. Major exchanges show an increase in trading volume of 60 to 100% compared with yesterday. Bitcoin and the main altcoins are also in the green, but this time the mood was not set by the main cryptocurrency. And indeed, I want to show you this so you can take a look. So as I'm recording this, the market cap for the entire asset class, $222 billion. Bitcoin's at $8,217. XRP is at 27.64 cents. And so take a look at this chart if you're not driving. So right here, this is where Bitcoin, I think it's fair to say, this is where Bitcoin really started to take off. So look, at this point, it was around $7,900, and just a couple hours before that, it was more like about 7,800, maybe a little higher than that. And this is all within the last 24 hours, so you can see that's what this chart is here. And then boom, just ramps up here. But let's go ahead and take a look at the XRP chart. Same chart for XRP. Look at this. Hours in advance, at least several hours in advance, XRP just like popped. Look at this. And then the rest of the market followed suit. And so it's fascinating here because historically, XRP indeed has moved independent of Bitcoin at times, even though, of course, and I insist that XRP absolutely still is tethered to the price action of Bitcoin. But historically, what would happen when XRP would pop, it would have these parabolic runs. Bitcoin wasn't following suit. It's just sometimes XRP would move independently, but this is a fundamental shift in the way that Bitcoin holders are behaving, or Bitcoin speculators. Maybe that's a better way to phrase it, Bitcoin speculators, because now you've got XRP popping, and then bam, Bitcoin ramps up. And this is the second time this year that I can recall. With the first time, I'm pulling from memory, but I want to say when we had that huge run-up roughly mid-May, if it's the one that I'm thinking of, XRP started that. It was either that or maybe there's a smaller one prior. It's like almost half a year ago, so I can't remember for sure. But it's definitely at least the second time this year I'm aware of that XRP started running and then Bitcoin had to play catch-up. That is amazing. That did not used to happen. Again, XRP used to have its own parabolic run-ups, or short bursts or whatever, and the rest of the market didn't seem to care. Oh, now the market seems to care. People are starting to get this. And you put this in conjunction with the report that I had yesterday about how price action of XRP and Stellar, all right, the two least correlated to Bitcoin in terms of price action. Why is that? And so I would love to get more conversation going on about that, because it's got to either have to do with one of two things or both of them. An actual adoption of the technology. In the case of XRP, that makes sense. Less adoption with XLM. Okay, Stellar. But maybe it has to do with just the fact that the technology is superior and people are more so betting on that. Now, that makes sense because Stellar indeed is a copycat of XRP, so I could buy that argument. But if anybody else has any other theories, I am open to discussion on this. I don't know for sure, but it's certainly fun to think through it. So check out this. Here's another chart analyst in this piece titled, XRP rallies after bullish buyer sentiment accompanies ascending triangle closure. XRP bulls made headway following a long bearish phase after trading in the range below 26 cents despite several attempts at an upward breakout. After gaining long-awaited momentum, the coin rose by 8.37% over the last 24 hours, prompting the price to climb to 27.5 cents as recorded on CoinMarketCap, a level that was last seen on September 23rd. It had a market cap of $11.88 billion at the time of writing. And let's just go ahead and jump down. I'm not a chart analyst. I know most people listening to me are not chart analysts. I don't want to run through all the specifics. I just want to give you the conclusion from another chart analyst out in the world of crypto, and all of them seem to say nothing but bullish things today anyway. So here's the conclusion. All the indicators projected a positive picture for the coin, and if the trend persists, XRP bulls can potentially swing higher with breaching major resistances. And obviously the most bullish thing that I reported in this video is this particular analyst who says that we could see gains of up to 4,600%. What do you think? Well, look, I don't know as far as time frames. Look, I don't make predictions, and I'm happy to talk about potential price action, but I don't want to put a timestamp on anything. And I've said many times on this channel, I want to say it again, the all-time high of XRP around $3.92 according to Live Coin Watch. I do not believe for a moment that is the highest that XRP will ever have achieved in terms of price action. I think it's going to smash through it at some point, but the rest of the world just hasn't figured out what attributes to actually value when it comes to investing in the cryptocurrency asset class. But I insist, it's my entire investment thesis, that utility matters and it will indeed win the day. So I'm happy to be patient while everybody else figures it out, and then everybody else can FOMO in like I know they're going to. Check out this title now from Maybe Crypto. Bitcoin and Ethereum can be dethroned only if it fully fails, says Andreas Antonopoulos. Now, I like Andreas. He is a very sharp guy, but the way in which he analyzes fundamentals, I'm not with it. I mean, I listen to a ton of his talks, ton of his videos, and he speaks in a very inspiring way, actually, but I listened to a ton almost 2 years ago, November of 2017, when I entered the world of crypto. I did learn certainly a fair bit, but in terms of understanding big picture and different coins having different use cases and this and that, and fundamentally where everything is going, it seems to me that just from everything I've seen from him, he just wants to focus on one use case, which is using cryptocurrencies in place of fiat. There's other stuff you can do with it, and even if that use case takes hold, it could take decades, and even if it does happen, and even if it does take decades, it doesn't mean that you're going to get rid of all the fiat currencies out there. You know, it could be used in lieu of some other fiat currencies. So I could see that potentially happening. I certainly don't rule it out. I don't know for sure if it'll ever happen, but to me it's reasonable to speculate that perhaps it could at some point, especially as there's more liquidity around the space, and as the frenzy dies down, there will be less volatility, and if you have the right technology, I could see a cryptocurrency being used in place of money. Maybe. It's possible. I don't think it's a crazy thing just to talk about, but to think that that's the only purpose for a cryptocurrency, or the only valid reason, and to think that Bitcoin can just do everything, it's to me that's silly. It's just not. It's like half of a thought. It's like a thought that has not been fully developed. That's what it seems like to me. Somebody that hasn't actually analyzed the entire space. And I don't mean that in an offensive way. It's just, to me, it's just not an intriguing concept, if that's the point of view. But anyway, this piece begins. Bitcoin evangelist Andreas Antonopoulos, in one of his talks, addressed how people are in search of investing in something that might be the next Bitcoin. He detailed how several S-word coins come along and see themselves as the next Bitcoin. And by the way, some people give me crap for censoring and not cursing on the channel. I want to be clear. I'm willing to curse in my personal life, but on this channel, I don't know if there are kids listening in the background and stuff like that, and I respect people that are listening, so I don't want to be dropping F-bombs and such on this channel, so I tend to censor myself. Hope you can live with that. I hope you respect that, okay? But that's why. He detailed how several S-word coins come along and see themselves as the next Bitcoin. So anyway, certain characteristics, including better scalability or ease of use, might be beneficial for the coin. However, If it's too different than Bitcoin, it wouldn't be fit for the crypto world, he said. And here's a quote. So how much does the new thing have to differentiate? Well, this is the real challenge, because if it differentiates enough, if it's different enough from Bitcoin, well, then it's no longer occupying the same environmental niche. And then the piece continues. Additionally, he highlighted how Ethereum was different enough from Bitcoin as Vitalik Buterin managed to bootstrap and use a security chain. The virtual machine-based smart contracts application space has been solidly occupied by Ethereum, he added. People invent slightly better solutions and expect to dethrone Bitcoin or Ethereum. However, this is a possibility only if the coins that currently dominate the space fully fail, Antonopoulos said. Nope. Anyway, small hacks and bans would make no difference to Bitcoin, as the only way the king coin could fail is through a critical vulnerability that nobody could fix. Uninsightful. Furthermore, Antonopoulos took a dig at JP Morgan and Facebook's entry into the crypto world, and he said, quote, "It's not enough for even Facebook or JP Morgan to say, hey, we can do cryptocurrency too. No, you can't. Not enough." Okay, so why is he wrong? I'll be happy to tell you why. Because adoption matters. Real-world adoption actually matters. All that Bitcoin, seriously, fundamentally, almost 100% of the use of Bitcoin is for speculation, and you could say store of value, but without utility, I'm highly skeptical that it will be able to maintain its status as something that is a store of value once people figure out this asset class over a long period of time. I think that coins that are actually being adopted real world, that's going to inspire investor confidence. That's why I'm happy to invest in XRP, and I bet if you're listening to this, I will not be surprised if you share that sentiment. And more people, as they find out about the asset class and research things, they're going to figure it out too, and then they're going to continue to invest in XRP. And what do you think will happen price-wise in terms of adoption, in terms of speculation? The frenzy will ultimately shift towards those coins that are getting used. So if you think that Bitcoin has to have some sort of terrible flaw built into it that we're unaware of that's going to tank it, or, who knows, whatever it is, or some horrendous 51% attack, and that's whatever you think it is, it's not that Bitcoin and Ethereum have to fail, it's that a cryptocurrency other than them have to find success. And if you think that can't happen, I'm sorry, that's an uninsightful point of view in my mind. No offense, but I think that's rather uninsightful. And so when you take a look at XRP, well, gee, what do you know? Real world adoption, getting used, where do you think it's going to go? So I'm happy to put my money there. But that's it for this video. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything, because of anything that I say or write, that would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!